Welcome to D. Cramer. I'm Matt Cramer, and we're excited for you to join the D. Cramer family. My grandfather founded D. Cramer in 1937. He built the company around 7 core values that still guide what we do and who we are today. Family-oriented, honest, innovative, customer-driven, accountable, quality-focused, and safety-minded. Safety can mean many different things to different people. At D. Cramer, safety isn't about statistics and workers' compensation ratios. In construction, we're required to track those stats. But more importantly, safety at D. Cramer is about every employee going home in the same health at the end of the day as they did when they left for work that morning. Ultimately, safety is about making the right decisions to be safe every day, no matter what task we are working on. I can promise you the following. D. Cramer will provide you with the safety supplies for you to do your job safely. D. Cramer will never ask you to compromise safety in the execution of your job. D. Cramer will work proactively with you to make sure you have the training necessary to complete your job in a safe manner. In turn, I ask you to commit that you make the choice to always work safe, always, with no exceptions. I ask that you commit to look out for the safety of the D. Cramer family of employees and the partners that we do work with every day. If you see something, say something. As long as we both deliver on those commitments, we will accomplish our goals together. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jim Spalding, and I'm the Safety Director for D. Cramer Incorporated. With over 80 years in the sheet metal industry and core values that drive our safety culture, D. Cramer sees your safety as our top priority. We value your contribution to the D. Cramer team, and we expect you to go home at the end of each workday in the same condition that you started your day, feeling good and free of injury or illness. You may be a sheet metal mechanic, a service tech, or have a different role here at D. Cramer, but we all face tasks and hazards each day that put us at risk for injury. We do our best to recognize and control those risks, and we use things such as engineering controls, like physical guarding, to keep people away from the hazard, or administrative controls such as policies or procedures. And finally, we use personal protective equipment, or PPE, as a last line of defense. You will be assigned some PPE to get started, including safety glasses, cut-resistant gloves, and if you work in the field, you'll get a hard hat. It is your duty to wear this PPE to protect yourself and your coworkers from harm. Not wearing your PPE could result in an injury, and it's a violation of our company policy. Here are some key points on protecting ourselves from hazards.
Fall protection equipment is divided into 2 categories. The first is fall prevention. Guardrails and coverings at floor openings and safety interlock gates on elevated platforms are designed to prevent falls. A body harness can also be used to tether a worker away from a fall hazard. The second is fall arrest, which is designed to save a worker if they fall. Fall protection PPE will consist of a body harness and lanyard attached to an anchor point. In sheet metal, we do a lot of work on roofs where there is potential for a fall. We work near floor openings and need to make sure they are covered and barricaded. If we use guardrails, we need to make sure they are built strong and maintained. We often use scaffolding and need to make sure it is erected properly and according to regulations. OSHA says a worker must be protected if exposed to a fall hazard of 6 feet. Studies indicate that 10% of fatal falls occur at heights lower than 10 feet. Imagine someone falling 4 feet and striking their head on the pavement. Such an incident could very well be fatal.
Hand injuries account for 80% of all injuries in sheet metal. This is because the hands are engaged in almost all activities on the job. Can you imagine a task that does not make use of your hands? Hands are important because of their utility. They provide us with the dexterity needed to perform most daily activities. Hands are versatile and can perform many functions, more than any single tool developed by man. There are many dangerous conditions on the job to which the hand is always exposed. Sharp edges, pinch points, protruding objects, splinters, exposed blades on unguarded machinery, and many more. These conditions may not always be obvious to the working person. Handling sharp sheet metal and tools without proper hand protection is just an invitation for hand injury. A necessary precaution is to wear approved work gloves. Not all gloves protect you from all hand injuries. Check the specs of the glove, such as a cut level, for cut-resistant gloves before using them. Other precautions must be taken to protect your hands, such as machine or tool guarding and handles. Always use two hands if the tool requires it, and do not remove handles. Machines are guarded to prevent exposing your hands to moving parts. Make sure machines are always guarded. Watch for pinch points and avoid putting your hands in the line of fire of hazardous energy, such as rolls, shears, or press brakes. Do not wear rings, wristwatches, or jewelry when working with machinery. Do not pick up broken glass or spilled machine parts with your bare hands. Remember, your hands will obey any commands your brain sends them. Avoid dangers and protect your hands. You need them as long as you live.
Safety glasses are required before entrance to any shop or work site. Protecting the eyes and face from hazards is extremely important. A projectile to the eye not only can damage the eye, but potentially the ligaments and muscles that move it. Causes of eye injuries include flying debris, chips, and dust from grinding, windy conditions, and fallen objects when working overhead. Banding or strapping may break under extreme tension and could strike the eyes or face. Light or sparks from welding or cutting can result in damage to the eyes. Be sure your eye protection fits properly, doesn't obstruct your view, and has the ANSI rating of Z87.1. Hard hats are required on all job sites also. They are designed to protect employees from head trauma caused by falling objects, striking their head against an object, or electrical hazards. The hard hat is designed to protect an employee when all other methods of protection cannot. Hard hats should be inspected when they are new and prior to each day's use. When inspecting, look for holes, cracks, deterioration, and discoloring. When a hard hat is damaged, replace the damaged part or replace the entire hard hat.
You are also expected to review and acknowledge your understanding of our company's safety handbook. Our safety handbook is comprised of 27 sections which provide guidance and company expectations for topics like fall protection, ladder safety, electrical safety, and how to recognize risks in your workplace. The hazard communications section will heighten your ability to suspect and report unsafe conditions. Our fire protection and aerial lift sections are aligned with our compliance with OSHA requirements for in-house training. You will only be permitted to operate equipment once you have been trained and issued an operator's permit. Our safety handbook provides best practices and guidance for general job site safety. For instance, when using hand or power tools, remember that every tool has a purpose, so use it only as intended. Keep all tools and equipment in proper condition and inspect them for defects before each use. Do not use faulty or unguarded tools or equipment. Good housekeeping prevents accidents, so remember to keep your work area clean and free of trip hazards, rubbish, and debris. Complete your review of the safety handbook via the Cramer Safety app as soon as possible. Once you've completed your review, it's your obligation to complete and submit the Safety Orientation Acknowledgement Form. I look forward to meeting with you in person, and I will do so in the coming days. So welcome to the Cramer team. We're very happy to have you with us. Until we meet in person, I'll leave you with some words of wisdom that were given to me early in my career. Remember, life is full of choices. Some are easy, some are hard. I'm glad you chose to join our team at D. Cramer. Your next choices will affect both you and possibly your coworkers. So I urge you to always choose safety.